Fine, so let me just take you briefly to the concept for which we are going to look at the insights of Reliance Industries report. That is of year number 1920 for 2021. I couldn't find the annual report, I guess. The audited financial statements of 2021 and their annual report might not be out yet. We are there into operating cycle period. So let me just clarify that again to you, that what was there as a part of operating cycle period and the cash conversion cycle. So friends, that is the very simple interpretation of the operating cycle period is that what is the period in which you will be able to convert your inventory. The first inventory you have got is the raw material. So from the day you purchase the raw material from your supplier, I mean you receive the raw material from your supplier, to the actual cash you receive from your customer. So that cycle is called as the operating cycle period. So the formula of that is very easy. First, raw material storage period plus WIP period, work in progress period. See, when you are purchasing it from a supplier, right on the same day, the entire raw material will not get consumed, right? That entire raw material will take some number of days to put into production process. So that days is called as raw material storage period. Then it is WIP period. That means once you put that into a production, then it will take some time to be converted into finished goods. There will be some production happening for this, right? So WIP period is the period from which you put the raw material into production till the time they complete as the finished goods. Then once the finished goods are ready, not on the very same day the goods will be sold, right? So it will remain in your godown, in your custody for some number of days, and it will get exhausted in some number of days. That is called finished goods holding period. Then once you sell the goods, if the entire sales is say on credit basis or some percentage of the sales will be on credit basis, then not on the very same day you receive the money from your customers. Say you receive after 10 days, 15 days. So the credit period allowed to debtors will also be added. So that is the receivable collection period. Now here you will be realizing after this the amount in cash. So this total period is considered as the operating cycle period. More and more operating cycle period you have, that means you are able to convert your cash faster in the business from your inventory. Higher the period, not good for a company. Shorter a period, good for a company. So shorter will be a period, more and more operating cycles you will be able to operate in a year. So that means this many number of times your inventory will be converted into cash in a 1 year. So you'll have to also find that how many cycles you are able to rotate in a year. That is called operating cycle period. Now, cash conversion cycle is just a slight modification of the operating cycle period. Now, the technical interpretation of the cash is the moment you pay the cash to your supplier, to the moment you receive the cash from your customer. That is the cash conversion cycle. So you may have a very slight modification in the operating cycle period. You may just reduce the credit period availed. Credit period availed. That means you have also taken some credit period from your supplier, right? Say on a very first day you receive some raw material in your godown, but on that day you are not making the payment to your supplier. After some number of days you will be making the payment to your supplier because that is the credit period allowed to you. So if you reduce that, then the cycle will become the cash conversion cycle. Now, sometimes, specifically if I tell you about the CA modules, they refer it as the operating cycle period and net operating cycle period. So when I say net operating cycle period, that is basically cash conversion cycle only. So that becomes cash conversion cycle. Now, how do we find this raw material storage period if that is not straight away given to us in a question? So we may use some formulas. Let's understand those formulas, and then I'll take you to the annual report of Reliance Industries Limited. So the formula of the raw material storage period is average stock of raw material you maintain divided by average cost of raw material consumption per day. Now try to understand. Say you have got a raw material stock of 50,000 rupees. Just sharing with you one example. 50,000 rupees is your raw material stock. Now, in how many number of days this raw material stock will get consumed? That is basically the raw material storage period. So if I want to know that in how many number of days my entire stock of raw material will get consumed, I must have the raw material consumption per day. So say I have the raw material consumption per day, which is say 2,000 rupees. So 2,000 rupees of raw material is consumed or is put into a production process on a daily basis. If in one day I put 2,000 rupees of raw material in a production process, then how many number of days will be taken to consume the 50,000 rupees of raw material stock? So this is how the conceptually you will have to understand. सर अगर मैं एक दिन 2,000 रुपए का रॉ मटेरियल प्रोडक्शन में डालता हूं तो 50,000 का रॉ मटेरियल कंज्यूम करने में कितने दिन लगेंगे? यही क्रॉस मल्टीप्लिकेशन इज बेसिकली द फॉर्मूला. सो एवरेज स्टॉक ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल डिवाइडेड बाय रॉ मटेरियल कंज्यूम्ड पर डे. So this will be number of days taken by your raw material to be put into production process. Now the valuation of the various stocks happens with a different amount. I guess in accounts for managers or in a cost accounting, whatever the terminology they are using, I'm not aware. You must have heard that there is something called cost sheet. Now, work in progress is valued at cost of production. Finished goods are valued at cost of goods sold. And raw material is basically the raw material consumed. It may be valued at that. So what I'm telling to say is that for WIP holding period, the same formula will apply, but instead of raw material consumed, you will use cost of production. Because when the raw material is put into a process, over there you incur the direct labor, the direct material cost is also incurred, some direct factory overheads will also be incurred. तो ये सब cost भी WIP में होते हैं ना बेटा, तो वो सब भी डालने पड़ेंगे. So not only the raw material consumed you can take, in addition to that, you will have to take the cost of production. Now in cost of production, there may be some administrative cost, some depreciation, some other production overheads, which are not directly related to you, but for creating the finished goods, they are required. So you will use cost of goods sold. So average stock of finished goods divided by average cost of goods sold per day, that will give you that for how many number of days your finished goods will be in a go down. I mean, how many number of days will be taken by the finished goods to be sold to ultimately the customers. I hope everyone is getting my point. Receivables. The receivables you get on a daily basis, or sorry, on an average basis, whatever the amount of receivables you have on your balance sheet, to be divided by what is the average credit sales you do on a daily basis. That is basically the number of days you have given to your receivables. That is basically the number of days your receivables will be there, and your receivables will get entirely liquidated in this number of days. मेरे को एक बंदा एक दिन का इतना अगर मैं सेल्स करता हूं तो पूरे रिसीवेबल्स को कवर अप करने में कितने सेल्स करना पड़ेगा, कितने दिन के लिए सेल्स करना पड़ेगा. सो एवरेज रिसीवेबल्स डिवाइडेड बाय द एवरेज क्रेडिट सेल्स पर डे. Similarly, average payables will be basically your creditors amount to be divided by the average credit purchase per day. ये पूरा जो मेरे पास पेएबल पड़ा हुआ है 50,000 रुपए का, say for example 50,000 rupees is the amount I am supposed to give to my creditors. On a daily basis I purchase say 1,000 rupee. On a daily basis, that is the average amount I purchase. Obviously, I'll be placing the order not so frequently on a daily basis, but this is the average amount daily I place and that I require as a purchase. Then how many number of days will be taken for this 50,000? So 50,000 divided by 1, so that will be your say 50 days, which will be your credit period allowed. Now this calculation will happen only if the period of creditors and debtors will not be straight away given to you. Right now this will not be there if there will be an MCQ examination, but conceptually you may be asked that what is the formula of work in progress holding period, you know, what are the factors forming a part of operating cycle period, cash conversion cycle, how both are different. So this kind of MCQ questions may be there. May I have a confirmation कि यहाँ तक सब कुछ clear है, so that we move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Received confirmation from Megha, from Urja too. Very nice. Others, shall I move ahead, guys? Okay, fine. Thank you so much, Mr. Kushal. Let's move ahead. So let's solve one simple question before we jump to directly Reliance Industries Limited report, you know, because over there we'll have to do a lot of calculations. So let's take very simple calculation. So you may take a snap of this question. Only 5 minutes will be taken to solve this, not more than that. Once we'll complete reading of it. Kalinbai Limited has the registered office at Mirzapur. The company is dealing in the manufacturing of the licensed guns. From the following information given by the company, you are required to find the operating cycle period, and number one is cash conversion cycle, which is also referred as net operating cycle period. Raw material inventory consumed during the year given to you. Average stock of raw material you maintain is given to you. Work in progress. Now work in progress inventory is wrongly used word. Here in this case they would have used cost of production. And finished good inventory, at this place they would have used cost of goods sold. So assume it and interpret it like finished goods inventory as cost of goods sold. आपका जितना फिनिश गुड्स प्रोड्यूस हुआ है ना, उसके लिए आपको कितना खर्चा हुआ है वो ये आपको बता रहा है. 8 लाख रुपए हुए पूरे साल में. अच्छा, अब सर एवरेज स्टॉक ऑफ इज 40,000. Average collection period from debtors is 45 days. Average credit period we have availed from our suppliers is 30 days. A number of days in year should be taken as 360 days for simplicity of calculations. So let's write the formula. The operating cycle period starts with raw material holding period, right? What is the formula? That's our stock of raw material divided by average raw material consumption और डे. मतलब ये हुआ कि डेली बेसिस पे अगर मैं इतना इतना मटेरियल कंज्यूम करता हूं तो मेरा जो पूरा स्टॉक है उसको कंज्यूम करने में कितना समय लगेगा. तो यही तो है रॉ मटेरियल होल्डिंग पीरियड. तो इसके लिए हम अलग से और एक फॉर्मूला बनाएंगे because we do not have the consumption per day, we have the yearly figure, right? So we will be dividing that figure by 360. So raw material consumption per day will be equal to raw material consumed during the entire year divided by number of days in year. Now raw material consumed is given to us in the entire year. How much? 6 lakh rupees. So sir, 6 lakhs rupees divided by 360. Why 360? Because they have explicitly stated to take 360 days in a year equals to. So raw material consumption per day is how much? Can someone tell me please?
1666.
1600, just a second. 666.66
66 or else 67.
Okay, 67, fine. Okay, let's take it over there in the denominator. What is the stock we are maintaining for raw material? 50,000. So that will be my 50,000 in numerator. And average consumption of raw material is 1666.67. So that will be a number of days for which my raw material is getting blocked.
30
So
days.
how many days? 30, right?
Yes.
Okay, 30 days. Good. Then let's go to another one. In the operating cycle period, after raw material holding period, we have got work in progress period. So WIP holding period. What is the formula? Try to recall it very conceptually. वरना फिर रटोफाई तो होना ही वाला है कि सर मेरा WIP का स्टॉक कितना है और मैं डेली के बेसिस पे WIP स्टॉक कितना क्रिएट करता हूं. तो WIP कंजम्पशन पर डे, or in other words I can use cost of production per day. So सर कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन पर डे फाइंड करने के लिए हमारे पास फिर से और एक कैलकुलेशन करना पड़ेगा. सो कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन पर डे इक्वल्स टू टोटल कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन divided by number of days. So this is the last time I'm writing this formula. So next time onwards we'll be just straight away go to calculation. So equals to total cost of production is how much? 5 lakhs rupees. Check it out. Here the work in progress inventory word is wrongly used. Again, a CA material, but I should not tell this. they should have used cost of production in a better way. What they are trying to say is that कि work in progress inventory कितना होता है पूरे साल में, कितना हम ये करते हैं, उसके ऊपर खर्चा करते हैं. तो ठीक है, अब उनकी जो लैंग्वेज टर्मिनोलॉजी हो, 5 lakhs rupees divided by 360, what do we get? Can someone tell me please?
1388.89.
88.89. So that is to be taken in the denominator. So WIP stock हमारे पास कितना है सर, वो भी दिया हुआ है. So WIP stock is 30. तो हम 30,000 रुपए का स्टॉक तो रखते ही है. 30,000 रुपए का स्टॉक रखा, और पर डे प्रोडक्शन में कितना जा रहा है सर? पर डे प्रोडक्शन में जा रहा है 1388.89. So 30,000 divided by 1388.89. What do we get? Can someone tell me please?
22 days.
22 days. Very nice. सर रॉ मटेरियल होल्डिंग पीरियड के बाद आता है फिनिश गुड्स होल्डिंग पीरियड. तो थोड़ा सा फॉर्मूला चेंज होता है, WIP स्टॉक की जगह पे आ गया फिनिश गुड स्टॉक. पेन बंद हो जाती है घड़ी घड़ी. फिनिश गुड स्टॉक डिवाइडेड बाय cost of goods sold per day. So finished goods stock is how much? So that is 40,000. अच्छा 8 लाख रुपीस है. 8 लाख कहाँ पे है भैया? 40,000 है. ऊपर की बात कर रहा हूँ. फिनिश गुड स्टॉक हेल्ड. And COGS per day will be, total COGS will be taken, which is finished good inventory given to us here, 8 lakhs, that is to be divided by 360. So in denominator 8 lakhs divided by 360. So what do we get? Final answer please. Number of days.
$18.
18 days. Very nice. After that we require receivables period, which is straight away given to us. Hush. तो अब कुछ करने की जरूरत बचती नहीं है. और क्रेडिट पीरियड अवेल है, वो भी दिया हुआ है. तो अब कोई भी कैलकुलेशंस करना नहीं है. ऑपरेटिंग साइकिल पीरियड इक्वल टू, you will be writing this entire formula again, but just I am writing it to speed up the process. मैं डायरेक्टली इधर डेज ले रहा हूँ. तो पहला है 30 days, प्लस वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस होल्डिंग पीरियड अपना आ रहा है 22 days. हाँ थैंक यू सो मच. बेटा बताओ ना मेरे को, ये है ना, फिर क्या आता है, कौन से?
18 days finished goods का.
18 days finished goods का. Plus do not forget we have now the receivables period too. After that you will be realizing the cash, right? So receivables period is how much? Given to us straight away in the question. That is 45 days.
5.
Average collection period. So 45 days. So let's do the total of this. What do we get?
115.
115 days. Now that is the operating cycle period. What is the cash conversion cycle? From the operating cycle period, you reduce the credit period availed by you. So credit period availed. So operating cycle period would be 115 days minus the credit period availed by you is how many number of days? That means
30 days.
supply 30 days. सप्लायर ने आपको इतने डेज दिए हैं भैया, 30 days. So what do we get?
85 days.
85 days. So in 85 days, what you pay the cash to your creditors is converted into cash from customers. I hope you are getting my point. And in 115 days, your inventory is converted into your cash. क्योंकि इन्वेंटरी रिसीव होती है, उसके बाद में आप खुद भी तो कुछ क्रेडिट लेते हो सप्लायर्स से. So your inventory, the day the inventory received by you is converted into cash in 115 days, and the day you make the payment to your suppliers, that is converted into cash in 85 days. And now try to imagine, obviously lesser will be better, right? जितना ज्यादा आप कैश को फास्ट रोटेट करोगे उतना आपके लिए अच्छा. अगर आप सिर्फ एक ही साइकिल पूरी करते हो, आप परचेस करते हो और 85 डेज लेते हो उसको कैश में रियलाइज करवाने. Now if there will be some uncertain time, there will be some problematic situations like COVID-19 when the businesses will be shut for some number of days. So at that time, if you have the higher rotation of cash, no, it always benefits you. अगर आपकी ऑपरेटिंग साइकिल पीरियड समझ लो आ रही है 200 दिन या तो फिर समझ लो 300 दिन आ रही है, तो पूरे साल में सिर्फ एक ही साइकिल रोटेट होगी. जब से आपने इन्वेंटरी ली तब से लेके आप कैश को कन्वर्ट कर रहे हो. तो ऐसी वाली सिचुएशन में जब अनसर्टेनिटी आती है तब आपके सेल्स बहुत ज्यादा इंपैक्ट करते हैं. यू फेस द लिक्विडिटी क्राइसिस व्हेन योर ऑपरेटिंग साइकिल पीरियड विल बी टू हाई. सो हाउ मेनी नंबर ऑफ कैश कन्वर्जन साइकिल यू विल बी एबल टू रोटेट इन अ ईयर? नंबर ऑफ कैश conversion cycle in year. So one cycle is taking 85 days, and say you have 360 days in a year, because that is what is given to us, no? Then you divide that by 85. This will be total number of times you will be rotating your cycle in a year. Can someone tell me? 5 times? Exact, surely 5 times?
4.32.
It's 4.23.
4.23 times you will be able to rotate. मतलब 4 साइकिल हो जाएगी, 5वीं साइकिल है वो नेक्स्ट ईयर में कैरी फॉरवर्ड होगी. आई होप यू आर गेटिंग माई पॉइंट. यहां तक सब कुछ क्लियर है? कैश कन्वर्जन साइकिल एज वेल एज द ऑपरेटिंग साइकिल पीरियड. शेल आई जंप टू द रिलायंस नाउ? Confirmation please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very nice. So guys, I have already taken some figures, but we'll also look at the annual report of Reliance from 2019-20. Here in this case, see, management accounting and financial accounting, two are different things. So this bifurcation of cost of production, raw material consumed, credit sales, COGS, this forms a part of management accounting, costing for managers, accounting for managers. But financial accounting does not give you the idea about how much cost of production you have, how much raw material consumed you have. I mean, raw material consumed may be a part of it, but their bifurcation and the detail will not be given to you. And what are the expenses which forms a part of your COGS? That will also not be given to you there. So some assumptions we'll have to make. If we are inside the Reliance Industries Limited, or if we are aware about their management accounting details, then we can definitely take the exact figures. But here in this case, I'll be taking some assumptions. So raw material consumed is straight away given to us in their annual report, which is 237,342. These amounts are in crores. from 1920s report. Then cost of production, I have included excise duty and depreciation. We are assuming that the entire depreciation is forming a part of their production. They might have their office building, administrative building, and everything. That depreciation may not be forming a part of the cost of production. Only the factory depreciation shall be. But we have taken that too, because we don't know the exact bifurcation of depreciation. How much premises is there employed in production and how much premises is there for administrative purpose or so. So we are not aware about it. Entire depreciation is assumed to be forming a part of cost of production. Excise duty is also taken. Then in cost of production, generally you add the stock of WIP and you reduce the stock of WIP. If you can recall the format of that cost sheet, cost sheet structure. So WIP opening stock is added in raw material consumed, and WIP closing stock is reduced. So you get the cost of production. Similarly for COGS, in cost of production, I have added the employee benefit expenses. All the employees were working. Other cost, advertisement and all such sort of costs are not taken. And we have also done the adjustment of finished goods. That means the opening stock of finished goods is added and closing stock of finished goods is removed. So we have got the COGS. Now, if you are unable to get it, you may just assume it like COGS of the Reliance is 269,030 for that year. Obviously in crores. Again, in the financial accounting annual report, we don't get any idea about the percentage of credit sales. अब ये जो रिलायंस जो धंधा करती है, मुझे नहीं लगता कि कोई डायरेक्टली कैश में उनको या तो फिर एडवांस में पेमेंट करता होगा. कुछ क्रेडिट सेल्स वो देते होंगे तो मालूम नहीं है. उनके पास डेटर्स तो है, देखो इधर 7483 करोड़. दैट मीन्स दे आर गिविंग समथिंग ऑन क्रेडिट. लेकिन कितना परसेंटेज उनके सेल्स का क्रेडिट है, कितना परसेंटेज कैश में सेल्स है, दैट ऑल्सो वी आर नॉट अवेयर. सो वी अज्यूम दैट एंटायर सेल्स इज credit sales. So entire revenue from operations is taken. Now again, the raw material consumed is given to us. For that there is no notes to accounts as per the financial accounting. So in raw material consumed, there will be a clear cut purchases, and in the purchases you add the opening stock of raw material and you reduce the closing stock of raw material. So you get the raw material consumed. But we are not aware about the purchases here. So what will be taking, that purchases will be taken as the raw material consumed as it is. No details of purchases given over there in the notes to accounts. Rest everything can be found from their annual report. Now that's my humble request. If whenever you get a time, please always read some annual reports of any company. I know that you will not be able to understand many things from there, but in the management discussion section, in the director's report section, there are various things which will give you the insights about their future plans, what they have done in the past, where they are moving ahead. So please always have a practice to read the annual report at whatever the time, and that should also be a part of your daily routine process. If you want to understand the company well, you should read the annual report well. That is also a statement of Warren Buffett, that I don't invest in a company for which I don't understand the business. जिनका मुझे business समझ में नहीं आता, मैं वहाँ पे invest नहीं करता. So if you want to become a value investor in a long period of time, then you must understand that in which business they are operating. And for that, you must refer the annual report very precisely. How to read the annual report? इसके ऊपर मैंने एक webinar लिया था. If I have the recording, then I'll share it with you, because annual reports are generally of 250, 300 lines, So what particular portion of annual report are the most important aspect for you as an investor? I had highlighted those things in one of the webinars. If I have the recorded session, I'll definitely share that with you too. Fine, so let's go to annual report now. I'm opening that. I have opened it, and for your betterment, I have also marked some few pages, because I know that if I'll be doing it in the lecture, then entire time will be spent in the lecture only to find these figures. तो रिपोर्ट के 269 नंबर ऑफ पेजेस में हमें ये मिलेगा रॉ मटेरियल का स्टॉक। तो उनका जो एक फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट रहता है ना, उसमें नोट्स टू अकाउंट्स रहते हैं कि इन्वेंटरी, तो इन्वेंटरी का एक नोट्स टू अकाउंट है, समझ लो 35 नंबर का। तो 35 नंबर के नोट्स टू अकाउंट्स में वो इन्वेंटरी की डिटेल दी हुई होती है कि रॉ मटेरियल कितना है, work in progress inventory how much, and how much is the finished goods inventory. So that is there on 269 number of page, and 269 number of page in their report is my PDF number of, I guess, 136. So I am searching over here 136, and in 136 there is a notes to account of inventory number 5. Let me zoom it further. I'm using the magnifier. And here we have got the bifurcation of inventory for 2020. And last year's inventory will be taken as the opening inventory. So whenever I have done the adjustment of opening and closing inventories, no? So last year's inventory will be obviously the opening inventory of the current year. So we have got the raw materials, that is 15,040. So let's go over there. I have put 15,040 already. So these figures you may just put there in an Excel file either, or you may put that in a notebook if you are doing it manually. Then WIP stock they have how much? 7748 for 2020. So I'm writing it over 7748. Amounts are in crores. Finished goods are 1083, again found over here. 10873. So that is also been taken over here. Finished good stocks 10873. Debtors are 7483 और creditors देखो 71048. ये होते हैं गुजराती बिजनेसमैन, लोगों से पैसे लेने हैं लेकिन बाकी किसी के नहीं रखने हैं। मुकेश की कंपनी है भैया, ऐसा तो होगा ही उनके कंपनी में। So debtors are taken from notes to accounts. You may refer page number 270 in their annual report and 137 as per the PDF number. So 137 I'm typing here because in my one PDF there 2 pages are coming, no? That's why. And over there the debtors are given to you in receivables, trade receivables 7473. 7 numbers not here, my mouse cursor is there, right? And similarly creditors are also taken from their notes to accounts. Raw material consumed is a part of the profit and loss statement. So profit and loss statement and balance sheet both are given to you at the page number 245 in their annual report, and in our PDF it is 124. So in 124 you go to statement of profit and loss. अपने को क्या यार वो प्रैक्टिकली करने का मजा आता है। जब ये FM के सब्जेक्ट में तो मैं मेरे हाथ बंधे हुए हैं क्योंकि आपको एग्जाम अपीयर करनी होती है और उसमें लिखना होता है, वरना कोई ऐसा सब्जेक्ट हो ना जिसके ऊपर एग्जामिनेशन पैटर्न मेरे ऊपर हो, लाइक फाइनेंशियल एनालिटिक्स, फाइनेंशियल मॉडलिंग, ये सब एग्जाम भी हम ही लेते हैं फैकल्टी लोग, उसमें तो मन चाहे उतना प्रैक्टिकल करवाते हैं। दैट इज कॉस्ट ऑफ मटेरियल कंज्यूम 237,342. So raw material consumed is taken 237,342. Now for that they haven't prepared any notes to account. See, उसके बाजू में कोई नंबर नहीं दिखा हुआ है, तो उसका कोई हमें डिटेल मालूम नहीं है कि how much purchase is a part, you know, how much other portion are also there. We are not aware about it. Then purchase of stock in trade, excise duty, and I have told you that what I have considered in the COGS and the cost of production. So in cost of production, what we have done, I have included excise duty and depreciation. We are assuming that the entire depreciation is the factory premises depreciation. Reliance is already there in a manufacturing business, you know, so I think overwhelming majority of the depreciation will be from their plant and machinery. because that is where their major capital investment is, as compared to their administrative buildings and other buildings. And then WIP stock we have already got. So I have added the opening stock of WIP, and closing stock of WIP has been removed. So closing stock माने कि this year, and opening stock is the previous year's amount. So we reach to 260, 674. COGS, we are including the employee benefit expenses too, salary and everything. And adjustment of finished goods is also done. That means opening stock of finished good is added and closing stock of finished good is removed. Then entire revenue from operations is taken as the credit sales, because we do not have any bifurcation of credit sales and the cash sales. You go over there in the revenue from operations. So value of sales में देखो 362, 869. Do we have any information in notes to accounts there? No. तो कितना लोग ये क्रेडिट में देते हैं, कितना इसमें किया था, हमें मालूम नहीं है. And credit purchases are 237, 342. Now तो it's Excel work, you know, once you have identified these amounts. Fine, so let's find the operating cycle period of Reliance. Good, so first of all we require raw material holding period. For that, what do we require in the numerator? The stock of raw material. So the stock of raw material will be equals to 15,040 to be divided by raw material consumed per day. Right? So raw material consumed per day will be basically another formula that I am putting in a bracket. That is total raw material consumed divided by 365. We are taking 365 because Excel can do it. No? Closing the bracket. I hope you are getting the formula. The same thing we have applied. वही कर रहे हैं. Raw material consumed per day कैसे मिलेगा? You divide the raw material consumed by 365. Then only you get the raw material consumed per day, right? And whatever the amount you get, that should be further into a denominator of your raw material, which is 23.12. So this is the numbers we have got in days. Do not forget that. Then we have WIP holding period. For that, in the numerator, what do we have? WIP stock, which is 7748, divided by cost of production, that further to be divided by 365, right? Because we want the per day cost of production, not just the total cost of production. For this year, we have got the data of entire year from the annual report. We are taking from 365 days. So we want to convert it into a daily basis. So we get 10.84. Let's keep it in a decimal right now. Then we have finished goods, right? So finished goods holding period equals to COGS नहीं, finished goods का stock कितना है? 10,873 to be divided by COGS, that further to be divided by 365. So we get 14.75 days. Well, they are giving some debtors too. How much? Let's see that. So we are taking the debtors collection period. So equals to The debtors collection period will be equal to receivables we have got, which is 7483, to be divided by average credit sales per day, right? So credit sales 358.80 to be divided by 365. We get 7.78 days over here. The operating cycle period of the Reliance Industries Limited is equals to sum of all of this, which is 56.51 days. That means the moment they receive the raw material at their factory site, or I may say at their godowns or warehouses, they take 56 days to convert that inventory into cash from the customer. Shorter and shorter the period is, better and better the liquidity is. You may check the operating cycle period from some websites like Stockage Web, from Trendline, where the company's operating cycle periods are also given. So if you want to get some insights about the liquidity of the companies, know that how fast they are rotating the cash, you can go over there. But sir, we have payables too. So let's find the credit period availed equals to credit period availed. In the numerator, what do we have? The creditors amount, right, which is 71,048. And in denominator, we have the average daily sales of Reliance Industries Limited, which is, I guess, in crores of 358.80. That is to be further divided by 365. So we get the per day sales of credit. We are assuming that the entire sales is credit, because we don't have any idea about credit and cash sales. So that is 72 days. Oh my God. 71. So that means their cash conversion cycle is coming in negative. That means they are using their cash very effectively, if I'm not wrong. L9 is how much? 71,048. Very nice. To be divided by the credit sales, and that is further divided by 365, sorry. 73 days. They are taking too much of credit from their customers, from their suppliers, but similar kind of a credit is not being given to the other people. That means the cash is amazingly utilized. You take a lot of credit from your suppliers, but you don't have any debtors. This is the win-win situation, friends. Your debtors, your creditors are somewhere near to 71,000 crores, against which your debtors are just 7,000 crores. Well, so that's the cash conversion cycle. Operating cycle period minus credit period they have availed, which is basically in minus. That means they are able to generate the cash even before they are supposed to pay to their suppliers. Now this happens only if you have got some monopolistic kind of a situation in your suppliers. You are taking such a credit against which the credit given to debtors is just minimum. You take 73 days of credit period from your creditors, against which you give only 8 days of credit to your debtors. Well, so accordingly, you can identify and see that how companies are rotating the cash effectively. May I have a confirmation that you have got it practically too? Confirmation from all the students,
Yes,
guys?
sir.
Very nice.
Yes, sir, got it.
Received. Acha, ye mega. Very nice, very nice. Others, confirmation, please. So cash conversion cycle and the operating conversion cycle, you should be absolutely aware about it without any doubt, right? Good. Thank you so much. The only thing that is pending to be done is the estimation of working capital now. Few more questions would be given to you for operating cycle and cash conversion cycle to be solved as a practice, for a practice, and we will straight away jump to estimation of working capital. That is going to be the last topic in the financial management. So see you all, and I hope that the attendance will be in maximum capacity in the last session. Fine, that's it from my side. Please put your enrollment number as a mark of your attendance. See you all again in the next session with utmost of energy and enthusiasm. Take care.